With high control, speed and spin, the Infinity Balance could be the ultimate budget bat for all-round players. But does it deliver in all areas of the game? In this review we test it across the board to help you decide if it's the bat you've been looking for. Also, be sure to stick around to the end, we have something unique to share. Let's get started.
Hi, I'm Alex, a writer with pingpongruler.com. We put together in-depth reviews to help you get great equipment so that you can become a better table tennis player. Today, we're going to take a look at the Joola Infinity Balance bat. Megaspin.net was kind enough to send us over this racket to review. Megaspin sells all kinds of table tennis equipment and they've got a best price guarantee, so we highly recommend you check them out. In this vid we're going to be unboxing the Infinity Balance and we're going to be talking about its quick counter-attacking nature and discussing whether it's too difficult to control. We're also going to be looking at whether it's only for intermediate players or whether beginners should be considering it too. Watch along or read our full review at pingpongruler.com, link in description below. Okay then, on to the unboxing. The Infinity Balance comes in a cardboard box and we've got a cellophane cover across the entire surface of the box there for an extra level of protection. Oh, I think we can just slide it off now, lovely. Okay. On the front there it does say we've got a natural dark finish and rubber colour, we've got red and black as we would expect. Let's open it up. Okay. That should just slide out now, I think. He says. Oh, it's in there pretty good. Oh, there we are. Okay. Right, yeah, so it's slotted into another layer of cardboard there to hold it in place. Okay. The handle is actually darker than what I imagined. I thought it would have more of a reddy tinge, but it's more of a sort of, don't know what colour you would call that, a dull brown with a hint of purple? I'm not really sure, but yeah, a little bit darker than I expected. We've also got a sort of airtight plastic cover across the entire bat for an extra level of protection. Let's take that off. And then we've got two layers of rubber protecting film. Just some thin plastic to remove. Okay, remove that. Yeah, so the rubbers, first impressions, the rubbers feel pretty grippy, I have to say. So we've got Joola Micron rubbers here. Both are ITTF approved, so you can use this in a competition if you wanted to. So if you're just starting out, perhaps you're in a local league, you could use this. We've got some nice Joola edge tape there around the outside. This is one of the thinner edge tapes, so the orange sponge is exposed. Looks really nice. Yeah, so it feels pretty good in my hand. Well balanced. The rubbers feel pretty thick, but then again they are 2.1. It does have a 2.1mm sponge, so that's to be expected. Yeah, really intrigued to see how this is going to perform.
Before trying out the Infinity Balance, I decided to weigh the bat. It weighs 179 grams, so it's somewhat light. So we kick off the testing segment with some counter driving. The Infinity Balance feels right at home in this area. I had a lot of control with a good amount of pace. I could go slower or faster as I saw fit with no major decline in consistency. However, I generally stayed at a pace that I felt very comfortable and one which you as interested buyers are likely to not be going any faster than for your warm-ups. Moving on to looping where I unlocked more pace. The Infinity Balance has a relatively uncommon composition. It's 7-ply, but all 7 layers are made from wood. Generally, carbon composite blades are more common as far as 7-layer blades are concerned. The extra 2 layers of wood over widespread 5-ply all-wood blades give the Infinity Balance more pace and helps preserve feeling. Had Joola instead used 2 layers of carbon to reach 7 layers, it would have been faster but had less feeling. As such, I found the Infinity Balance felt pretty good in my hands, but the loss of feeling was still evident over 5-ply blades. However, as a more experienced player, this didn't really faze me. It does mean though that you should have pretty good technique if you want to use the Infinity Balance. The loops I performed were quick and had a good amount of spin, and had I wanted to, I could have hit the ball quite a bit harder without too many errors. If you're liking the video so far, please click the like button to support the channel and help us keep making in-depth reviews. Next is blocking. Again, blocks were pretty straightforward. I wasn't making too many errors, but I noticed more balls were going into the net than off of the end of the table. It's quite a quick bat, but when playing a more passive blocking game, it doesn't transfer the energy of the ball back to your opponent as well as the high-end bats do. This can be a benefit or a drawback depending on your preference. Given that I'm used to explosive rubbers with carbon blades, I'm simply used to quick blocks. Of course, these are hard to get on the table though, especially with fast strokes loaded with topspin. In comparison, I never felt overwhelmed by fast spinny attacks when using the Infinity Balance, at least not to the extent where I didn't have a good chance of making a return. In this segment I look at serving and pushing. I found the Infinity Balance performed rather as expected. While it had good spin, it's nothing exceptional. An exceptional spin is the level I need to overcome my opponent, who I train with all the time and knows my serves inside out. I won some outright serves from spin here and there, but mostly I focused on strong third ball attack. I had a bit of trouble keeping my pushes low, but it wasn't too difficult to adapt to. Had I used the bat for a longer period of time, I am certain I could have reduced my unforced errors and played less risk averse. The rubbers just didn't grip the ball as much as I'm used to in this area. Before we cover our final point, if you're liking this video, please click the like button to help us get more products to review, and stick around to the end for something you won't want to miss. The final shots I looked at were smashes. This was an area the 7-ply blade was really appreciated. I didn't have to put in a great deal of force behind my smashes to get decent pace, but then again, if I did put in the extra effort, they were very quick and seriously tough to return. I made very few unforced errors when smashing, and like when blocking, of the mistakes I did make, most were because the ball went into the net rather than off the end of the table. This is simply due to me being used to taming my personal bat, which is far more explosive. I have no concerns about the Infinity Balance's smashing ability whatsoever. But honestly, we think you should learn a little bit more about the Infinity Edge and Infinity Overdrive before you set your heart on the Infinity Balance. These are two similar Joola paddles that both use 7-ply blades like the Balance, but they instead use layers of carbon for a more offensive playstyle instead of just wood. We got our hands on and reviewed 5 of Joola's mid-range paddles in a head-to-head video, and the results give you a clear idea of which bat is best for you. You can click that link on screen or below. Since this paddle could last you for years and significantly improve your game, it could be worth a few more minutes to discover all of your options at this affordable price point. With all that being said, that's the video. Until next time, take care and keep practicing.